Hey, welcome back. We're doing a tier list again, and well, hopefully this doesn't take as long as the shapes tier list, the basic shape tier list. Um, it took over 2 hours. It was a really long upload. It is tough. Square, triangle, because if you think about it, like I said, square, basically, triangle is just half of a square, if you look at it. You can put two triangles together and make a square, so it's hard to judge one or the against the other, really, and there's a lot of deliberation between the two. Circle obviously was a low tier one, just because it doesn't have a lot of strength, and that's why Square ended up taking S tier, is because it's really solid. And Rectangle is slightly below it because there's the weight distribution. I don't know. I kind of thinking back on it, just because like every building you walk into is a rectangle, right? And it's that way because it's a strong shape. I just feel like the square it's a better weight and strength distribution. I think it's more of a solid, a solid. It's fine. It's over with. I just if I could redo it, which I can, I might have put a rectangle up in S tier too, but probably behind square. Um, yeah. It's in the past. Okay, so today we're doing the primary color. Doing primary colors here. There's yellow, blue, and red. And, there's a lot of factors to think about when putting together this tier list. What colors, combined do they come? Make a nice green with this thing here. You make a nice purple. And then make a nice orange. But should that be the parameters? What they mix into? Should it be based off of what these colors are used for more? Should they be should they be based off of what shows up in people's favorites more? Like, a lot of people like blue. Blue is a lot of people's favorite color. I personally like a turquoise. Specifically turquoise, though, not just blue. Looking at this shade of blue, it's not looking that impressive to me. And if you think about it, you almost have a traffic light here. Blue's not used in the traffic light. Because green screams go more than blue does. Blue's kind of like a yellow. It's like a calm, cooling color. And red's the obviously the most aggressive of the three. So just aggression. Aggression will help you win things. I think the aggressive teams in sports are usually the winners. But you know, then if you think about like aggression and humans, uh, it can often be a bad thing. Um, I was maybe about half the time. I don't know. Depends. I guess it's I guess it's a perception thing. If being aggressive is bad, depends. I think you got to pick and choose. But red to me feels like the color of these three colors. It's the most aggressive color. Like stop is more aggressive than go. To go back to the traffic light uh, argument from just a few seconds ago. So does aggressive mean better than these two? You know, when a bull sees red, they get angry and they charge it, and you know that's that's aggression that gets punished because they'll you know, the bullfighters will repeatedly stab them with a small knife every time they go by. So like the aggression here, aggression isn't always rewarded. And again, if red is the aggressive color, does it belong here? Because sometimes it can belong here. Maybe it evens out. Okay. Let's focus on yellow for a bit. I'll come back to red. Yellow. Sun, right? I guess probably the first thing you think about when you think of yellow is the sun. That's life. The sun it's always in the air. It looks like the sun up there in S tier, and that kind of looks right. And you know, maybe you would have the water down here or here, and maybe that because it's lava. But that is I can't move these back. Okay, I have to reset that. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's a factor, right? Nature. Were these colors? Um, where these colors happen in nature, where they occur in nature, I think connects with people. And I think it's natural colors. I think people think about it when they see it. If you were to take gray, the color of my shirt, you'd probably think of like a gray sky, rainy sky. When you see gray, maybe why it's not the most popular color, other than being neutral, pretty neutral color. You know what? Yellow is S tier. I think when people think of yellow, they think of the sun. Or P. I'll come back to yellow. Alright, blue. Blue is... I think if you were to poll 100 people, I think I think over half would say that their favorite color is blue. People like blue a lot. It's like yellow. It's yellow is not to quote not to quote Coca-Cola uh, soft drink, but yellow is mellow, right? And cool is cool. And again, red is aggressive, but we're not putting it up there. But is that what it should be based on? Is that the criteria? The hardest part about this tier list, I'm not gonna lie, is the what is the criteria? Maybe it should just be aesthetically, because if it's aesthetic, I think it goes blue, yellow, red. I might delete this row and this row. I might delete those rows. That I think makes it easier. If I because I could put them all in S tier and be done with it, right? They're all primary colors. Primary colors mix in to create other colors. I feel like those colors, and at a wider spectrum, if we were doing all of the colors, I feel like the primary colors would have to be on top, because every other color it starts off from this base. But it's a primary color specifically. So it's almost like I'm ranking them 1, 2, and 3, as opposed to ranking them in a tier, because these could all be in the same tier. But I feel like I'm cheating you if and myself if I just put them all on S and be done with it, because it doesn't feel authentic. It feels like I didn't do any of the work necessary. So I really have to think about this. So aesthetically, by aesthetics, that will be the ranking 1, 2, 3. I think. I think that's right. When it comes to how often each occurs in nature, I think we think of that. Blue sky, blue ocean, yellow sun, red fire, lava. This is a lot of work. All right. All right. How? This might help. This might help right here. Okay. So, how often are these colors? How often do they appear in objects? Things that you see on a normal basis, buildings. You have school bus yellow. Otherwise, I don't feel like yellow is a popular color. I feel like you probably see blue on shirts the most. I feel like you see blue, red. I feel like yellow's here. I feel like yellow's here. I can definitely say that yellow is at the bottom. It's not used a lot. It's not a popular color. These are common for cars. This is usually only used for a taxi or a school bus. So, like, I don't think a lot of people would go out and seek a yellow car too. Which I think denotes how popular it is, which it doesn't seem to be. And taxis are pretty obsolete now, so I think that makes more sense too. It's a 1, 2, 3 rather than because yellow. I think all these belong in S tier, but I have to label them 1, 2, 3, or else it doesn't make sense to me. Yellow is squarely at the bottom. Even though it's a superior Pokemon game. Not that that should have a lot to do with not that it should have a lot to do with that ranking. Alright, so this is difficult. It looks right, right? Giving it the eye test here, and that looks right. Color of the ocean. Color of the sky. It's around us. We see more blue. We generally see more blue occurring naturally and otherwise. We see more blue. I think that is why it is more aesthetically pleasing too. Because I feel like our, optically, we see blue more and we like it more. Yellow might be an unpopular color. Yellow might be an unpopular color simply because it's not used as much. It doesn't occur naturally. Maybe it's not used as much because it's unpopular. That looks right. But it doesn't feel right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, B, 3. All right. I think I was looking at it all wrong here. It should be about my own personal opinion, because it's my tier list, so it should be based on my opinion, not based off of what I think everybody else's opinion is. So, you're probably going to ask yourself why. I'll tell you why. I like lemonade. I like lemons. I like bananas. It shouldn't be based off of fruit. That's stupid. All right. There. It just makes the most sense to have blue at the top, red in the middle, yellow at the end. You know what? I know what the problem is. Okay, before we can even finish the primary colors, I have to come back to this. So, circle here, square there. All of these silligons, as I like to call them, have to go here, and triangle needs to be up here. These go away. This is it. Delete row, delete row, delete row. Great. So, strong and functional up here. Pretty functional right there. And then fun, but not super functional. Okay. There. Triangle deserves to be there. It's a strong shape. And two of them are square, and that's why I felt so uncomfortable leaving the shapes like they were last week. Circle is a good shape. It's functional in a lot of different ways, but man, square beats it. I forgot there wasn't a rectangle here. We had to make our own tier list. That's right. I feel like rectangle should have been added to geometric shapes. But I mean, you put two squares together, it's a rectangle. I'm not gonna redo the tier list. I don't even have it anymore. But this feels right. Strong and functional. It functions for a lot of different reasons. Functional for different reasons than the top tier. Here. Okay. These are all fun. Like I said, these are all fun. Pentagon, fun name. Octagon, It makes you think of UFC. You can even go to the all these guns here. They're fun, but not super functional. They're just not super functional. This was wrong. Square, triangle, rectangle. S tier. They're strong and functional tier. Alright, let's go back to the primary colors. Okay, now we find ourselves back at the primary colors. Now I can do this. I don't have the mental block of last week's being wrong. It's right now. We did the right one. We did it correctly. Triangle is where it should be. It's bothering me a lot. But now let's just do this primary color, right? Blue's top. Blue is obviously top. Come on. Blue. Everyone loves it. I love it. Yeah, I got my lighthouse shirt on today, and that's because I love me some blue. And this is gray, but the water is blue. And water is obviously clear, but when looked at from different angles, it's blue. No one likes yellow because it's pea color. And the sun doesn't, just because people's brains are often so infantile. If I put it up at number 2 over red, the comment sections are going to be full of people saying that I like pea or something, which isn't the truth. It's not. So red, number 2, blue, number 1, red, number 2, yellow, number 3. Circle and triangle are strong and functional. Square and triangle are strong and functional. Somewhat functional, but in a different way is circle, and then fun, but not super functional is all of the polygons. So there you go. That is the, this doesn't look right. Alright, tune in next week where we do an alignment chart for numbers 1 through 10. And maybe change the primary color.